Hello, is it working? Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully we have a little bit of a better stream today than yesterday's, which was cut short, but we'll be working on the unlock tree again. And right now I'm kind of in the middle of trying to figure out how to display the challenge list. I think I have an idea for that, but we'll be working on that today, and then yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. Just got a bunch of things to do on that unlock tree. So anyway, we will take a look at that, but before I get into it, I want to remind everyone that Alka Mortis is available for wishlisting. So it's a dark fantasy roguelite auto battler where you can create your own builds and synergies using alchemy. So if that sounds interesting, definitely give it a look. Wishlist it if you're interested. You can also support the game on Patreon. Subscribing at the top tier for at least 1 month will get you a Steam key for the full game and your name in the in-game Alka Mortis credits. So that's an option available to you if you want to support the game. You can also support me by purchasing one of my Udemy courses. These will teach you how to build complete games in the Godot engine. So yeah, check all those things out. Would very much appreciate that. And yeah, we'll take a look at what's going on here. But hello, Clickertail, welcome back. Wooius, good to see you. Good morning, Monkey Software. How you doing? Michael Essian. And Playtest. Oh, the Patreon thing? Yeah, it gets you access to the playtest, that's true. If that's what you mean, I don't know. Okay, so I've got my unlock menu here. If the game would start up. Any day now. Here we go. So I'm kind of playing around with this idea of showing the challenges where the unlock tree is shown, which is here. So we've got this little tab here. I'm thinking, well, we just slide this drawer in and out. So I think I should probably figure out how to actually do that here. So we've got this unlock tree container. So that's the challenge list that goes on top of the unlock tree. Yeah, so I think probably should animate the challenge list here. So this is going to be the content container here. And what I'm going to want to do probably is change the offset transform to on, turn off visuals only. So if I change the position ratio to 1, oh, that's not going to work. Oh, that's not going to work. Actually, can I put this margin container here? I can. Oh, this needs to go. Oh, right. This needs to go here. I think we're good. So wait, now if I do this, position ratio. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I want. So I want this tab to be exposed when this is all the way off screen. So now we need a way of figuring that out. So we're gonna we'll just call this drawer toggle button, that's fine. Okay, node drawer toggle button, And then let's do a tween. We have expand, and then we're going to want collapse. We're going to need a reference to the content container, which could just be a control. I don't need to type that any way particular. So we got the content container. There we go. Okay. So we're going to say tween dot kill if valid. Tween equals create tween. Tween control offset transform position ratio. We're going to change the content container to vector2.0. We're going to do it over, I don't know, 0.4. Let's do out. Look at this. Man, this is so much nicer. I added an extension methods for property tweener. So that way I could just very quickly do the easings. So we've got the transition types in here and the ease types, and those are just shortened to, so instead of doing property tweener set ease tween.ease type .in out, I can just do, oh, this is wrong. This needs to be, I'm glad I saw that, out in. But yeah, these are just shorthands for all the different enum types. So I can do .linear, I can do .sine, .expo. So anyway, it just becomes .out.cubic, right? So that's the transition type or the ease type of out with the transition type of cubic. That is so much nicer. I can't believe I didn't think to do that earlier, but that's definitely going into Godot utilities for sure. Hello, Marcio. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. And then I'll do the reverse over here. Create tween. We're going to go to vector2.right, and we'll do .in. Look, I'm an amateur, but my ask, how can I save space and RAM whilst working on my game? Well, first of all, I would say it probably doesn't matter depending on what kind of game you're working on. If you're working on a game that's like similar to Alchemortis, I don't think it matters. Like, I don't think it's worth wringing your hands over whether you could save 10 megabytes of RAM or not. So, but if you're making a more sophisticated game, it highly depends on like the specifics of the game that you're making, right? If you just want to save disk space, the biggest offenders of disk space are audio files. So if you have especially long audio files like music, you'll probably want to compress those to like OGG format or something that's not WAV for like long files. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't make games that are that big, so I don't really have to spend a whole lot of effort trying to make them use less space on disk and less RAM. So I don't really know what to say beyond that, unfortunately. Oh, this is a texture button. Interesting. Okay, this is probably not going to work with a controller then. I didn't even realize that. Okay, if is expanded, return true, or return, I don't know why I said return true. I don't even know where that came from. If not is expanded, return. Okay. Okay. Private void on pressed. If is expanded, we're going to collapse, else expand. And we're also going to make sure that the container content container dot offset transform position ratio is equal to vector2.right by default. All right, let's take a gander. Hello, Snupbill. Thank you for the IDR 10,000. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. It's always very generous of you with the message, yummers. Might want to reverse this. Also, it needs to clip. It's not. It will be a Metroidvania, Samir. Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about it then. I wouldn't even worry about it then. MP3 is pretty standard. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Are MP3s usually used for game sounds? Usually I see either OGG or WAV files used. Because WAV files there's like no CPU overhead to playing a WAV file. So those are used quite frequently for like short sound effects, like the kinds of sound effects they interact with on a moment-to-moment basis. At the very least, not something you worry about initially. Just make the game refactor and optimize later if you need to. Yeah, and that's the key too, if you need to, right? Like if your game is running at 600 frames per second and it could be running at 650 frames per second, it's like, does that really matter? Does that really matter, right? If your game is using 100 megabytes of memory and it could be using 90 megabytes of memory, like, is it worth it? Like, does that actually matter? I think the answer is probably no. Like, apart from being like an academic exercise and seeing if you can get your game as lean as possible, I think for a game that's already very lean compared to, like, if your game is smaller than a Chrome tab in RAM, you're probably okay, right? Like, I don't know if I would necessarily worry about that because there are all kinds of consumer apps that are going to be using far more than that. I'm going to have to reorganize this. Where's layout? Oh, here. Okay, so this margin container needs to flip around. Wait, this one needs to flip around. So it needs to be 45 on the right and 0 here. And then this drawer toggle button, this needs to be on the other side. So we're going to go to shrink end here. And then we need to reverse margin right needs to be negative 25 and this needs to be 0. And now we got to flip this back around. That actually works better. That actually works better. Okay, and then I gotta change. This needs to be vector2.left, and this needs to be vector2.left. Okay, let's just see if that works. Yeah, I think that will work. And then once I add some clipping here, I think it will be okay. So I don't know if I'm going to stick with this kind of view, and I got to obviously make these a lot nicer. So I wonder why this view doesn't clip. Is there any Is there any downside to making that view clip? I don't think so. For storage space, it's compressed more than Wave. Yes. Wave is Wave uncompressed technically? I think it is. Why have an unlock tree when you can have an unlock web? Well, that's true. I mean, that's what it is. Actually, unlock web is kind of interesting. Had that been mentioned before, I may have done this as a spider web. That would have been kind of cool. Oh man, just imagine this is actually a web and it looks like strands of spider silk going around, and then you've got like a little spider that is just like actually animated and like running along the web. Like it just like runs along and it like stops here and does stuff, and then it runs up here and then it runs all the way over here. That'd be kind of fun actually. Dang, wish I had thought of that before, or wish you had mentioned that before. Oh well, we're not gonna have a cool thing now because it wasn't mentioned early enough. Hello Emerson, welcome. Organization, what do you have to say about that? Organization, basically my core whole idea behind that is the organization needs to serve your productivity. You can't be dogmatic about your organization. Because like, let's say you go really dogmatically, you rigidly adhere to some kind of organizational structure, and then as a developer, you're just like struggling to find things in your project, or you are constantly paralyzed when you're trying to save something and you don't know where the proper place is for it. That would be an organizational system that isn't working, right? The organization system that you use should be whatever maximizes your productivity, whatever maximizes your ability to find files, to determine new places for files, that kind of thing. So I've got a little organization system that kind of works for me, but I don't know why this is like pushed over. But yeah, so I put my scenes and my scripts in different places. I put my scenes and scripts in different directories. So I've got scenes and scripts, but their directory structures are mirrored when, for example, a script is attached to a scene. I will find the scene script in the same sort of sub path as the scene itself. But then for scripts that don't have scene equivalents or scenes that they're attached to, they get organized differently. And then the same is true for my resources and assets. Like if my custom resources have scripts attached to them, that is mirrored in the scripts directory. So resources, data, artifact, resources, or scripts, data, artifact, right? So those things are mirrored. And then for anything else, I just find a reasonable spot for them. I see another Godot goat. Hello, Quillen. Welcome. Good to see you. Sunk too much time into the super cool thorns instead. Yeah. Hello, Ashwin. Welcome back. Spiderweb visuals might have been a problem for people with arachnophobia. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think that whole arachnophobia thing is overblown. Like, if I added spiders to my game and some people were just so terrified of little cartoon spiders that they couldn't play, I'd just kind of be like, sorry, I guess? I don't know. Like, I feel like the amount of people that genuinely have arachnophobia to the point where they couldn't play your game with a little cartoon spider is like so low that I might as well not spend the effort to fix that. You know what I mean? Maybe that's me being hard-hearted. I don't know. I have a feeling that whole phenomenon is way overblown, though. Anyway, there's no spiders in this game except on a card, though, so we'll just say it's friendly. Your art style looks really cool for the game. I have wish listed a couple questions. How do you do your color for your folders, and did you create your own art? Yeah, all the art is done by me. All the art is done by me. And what else? A couple of questions. How do you color your folders? Oh, this is just a Godot 4 feature. You just right click, set folder color. There you go. But yeah, thank you, Quillen. I appreciate that. I made my game to alpha stage. Probably got to record later for good gameplay. Very nice. Congratulations. Congratulations. Feel free to share that in the Discord server. I don't know why this scroll bar is being pushed over. If I turn the challenge list off, yeah, so the scroll bar is okay here, but then when I turn the challenge list back on, it's getting shoved over. Yeah, why is that happening? That shouldn't be happening. That is weird. So I don't know. I wish I could show you this at the same time, but see, the scroll bar is in a normal position here. It's like got nice margins and everything. Then I turn this on and like this scroll bar is like inside of the thing. Why is that happening? Those things should not be related to each other at all. Because the challenge list is here. Oh, maybe... Is this going outside the bounds? What happens if I get rid of this drawer toggle button? Or just hide that margin container? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. So it's not because of the button. See, this is the part that's confusing me. Maybe this challenge list, maybe this is... I really don't understand why that's pushing that over. And it's not happening in the editor either. This tree container though, unless this container here is being made larger than it should be. Well, we could just test that really quick. So this is 428, 242. So we'll just set the maximum size 428, 242. We'll just set that as the maximum size and we'll see if that still happens. Well, it fixed the scroll bar, but now, what the heck? I am kind of baffled a little bit. Really? I mean, the only thing I can really think of is that this is making the parent container larger somehow. So can I just fix that in here? I mean, I do need to mess with the margins a little bit. So we'll do margin top 16, margin bottom 16, margin right. Should we increase this? Now my cat is going crazy again. Oh, I just can't get a moment of peace with this cat. What is going on here? Why is that? Okay. I might need to come up with a different approach for this. I may have to use another margin container. Okay, let's get rid of this margin right. We'll get rid of that margin right. We'll just see what this does. Okay, so this is back to normal. That's going to go way out too far. So now I need to create another margin container. What about this one? Can I just set this one's margin? Oh, it had a negative margin. Oh, maybe that was it. So if I make that margin 45, no, what in the heck? Why is that happening? It's like I need another margin container in here now. There's like three margin containers, but it just doesn't like the fact that it doesn't like the fact that I'm adding a right margin here. Godot is just not liking that for some reason. Yeah, that scroll bar keeps going away. I really don't know what's happening here. I really don't know. Because the way I see it is like that scroll container here shouldn't be anywhere close to being affected by this. Okay, let's try something else now. Let's try something else. This is fill and expand. Stretch ratio. Okay. Let's do this. This is going to be a little bit weird, but we're going to put an HBox container here. This layout, we're going to set that to expand 0.75, and then I'm just going to add a random control. Is that going to work? What are we working on today? Trying to get the challenge list to display very nicely. Oh, look at that. Okay. That space seems to be a lot smaller than what it shows. What is even going on here? Maybe I just need to turn this up. We're working on getting the challenge list. So the problem that I'm trying to resolve here is we've got the unlock tree here. Oh, that's not even working at all. What in the world? But you need to be able to see what challenges you can actually complete. And so I was thinking we'll just do a drawer in here, but it's just not working. Like there's just something weird going on here. It's like not working at all. Oh, you know what? I think maybe the text here is expanding. Auto wrap mode is equal to auto wrap mode word. I have to change that challenge list. I'm not done with the styling of all the challenge items. But okay, alrighty. So that works. Hopefully now what I can do is I can go back, change this back to 0.25. Now I wonder if my right margins would actually work now. Maybe it was just the text was too long. Maybe that's what was happening. So if I get rid of this control now, and I just say this margin 65, will this fix it? Probably going to organize a bit. My sprite sheet file was too large because Godot doesn't have graphics interchange format import. Okay, now it works. All right. Then again, I could go for video import. I may be goofy. Are you liking 4.7? I am, yeah. 4.7, I think, is one of my favorite Godot releases of all time, honestly. I think Godot 4 was a very, very fun release, but honestly, all of the other like 4.1, 4.2, all the minor versions of Godot 4, they've had nice things, but nothing that I'm super interested in. But then 4.7 comes in with drawable textures and these control offset transforms, and it's like, yeah, I've been wanting offset transform and like custom maximum size. I posted a question on Reddit 7 years ago asking if there was a way to set a maximum size on a control node. 7 years ago. And now 7 years later, we have a way of setting a maximum size on control nodes. So I'm very happy about that. I am nothing if not patient. Okay. Hello, Zerg. Welcome. Good to see you. What's different in 4.7? There's a whole release notes. Those are the two major things. Is there a free beta of Alka Mortis to try out? Not right now, but I do playtests on a semi-regular basis. So the most recent playtest just ended a couple weeks ago, unfortunately, but in another couple months, I'll probably have another one. And then, of course, at some point, a demo will go up on the Steam page that will be accessible constantly. So yeah, there will be more playtests, and of course, there will also be a demo. So yeah, I want people, number one, I want feedback from you all about how the game feels, but also I want people to be able to try the game before they buy it, I think that's just a smart thing to do. Because, I mean, like, even just thinking about it from a selfish perspective, right? It's like, if there's going to be somebody who buys the game and starts it up and is confused by it and then plays for 30 minutes and leaves a negative review because whatever problem they had with the game, right? I may be able to avoid those negative reviews if I offer a demo, right? Somebody can try the demo, find out that they don't really like it, and because it was just a free demo that they just downloaded, they'll probably just uninstall it and move on, right? They won't have spent any money on it, so they won't feel compelled to leave a negative review. So I think demo is just a good idea, generally speaking. Like, you can give people the most confidence possible before they buy it. And then that should hopefully just I guess the idea is that it lowers the number of negative reviews you would get otherwise. Of course, the goal is to have no negative reviews, but of course that's not possible. Good morning, RN Genesis. Welcome. I missed out on playtest. Add my wish list. We'll playtest for sure. Awesome. Thank you. All right. There's still a bunch of weird things happening here. This still has a margin right of -8. I probably don't want that. Okay, I think that works all right. This may be a weird UX, but we'll figure it out. The other thing that I want to try is I might have to restructure this again. I have no idea if this is going to work, but we'll see. Meant to ask, why did the last playtest go on for so long? It was just part of a marketing effort that we were running. Me and the publisher were running. Yeah, there was a bunch of things happening, and we figured leaving the playtest up for longer was a good idea. And it ended up being a good idea. We got a number of like influencers, content creators to play the game. Got a lot of Twitch viewership just for the little playtest. So yeah, I think it ended up being good. I was looking at the stats the other day. So Chris Zukowski has, I don't remember what it's called, but he's got like these different rankings, right? He's got like this little timeline, and he shows, you know, what should your stats be? You know, you've got like your bronze medal, silver medal, gold medal, and then like diamond level. And it's basically just a collection of like what stats you want to hit to be at various levels. And those, if you hit those stats, you know, there's a certain expected range of sales you can have, right? So I'm happy to say that of all the statistics that we have for Alchemortis, we are squarely in Chris Zukowski's gold tier, which is like just a step below the diamond tier. So it's the second highest, the second goodest level you can be at with your stats. So that's pretty good, right? And I think, and that's without having done anything in Next Fest. That's without having a public demo available. That's just for the playtests, right? So yeah, I think it's going well. And, you know, we're starting to ramp up the marketing efforts, generally speaking. So I'm hoping that that will be, you know, as the marketing effort ramps up more, we'll be in good shape. What's being done today? Just working on the unlock tree. So this obviously needs to be made a lot nicer. These are all the challenges here. This is annoying. The scroll is being intercepted by these controls, so that needs to change. But yeah, benchmarks. Should probably bookmark this stream then. Yeah, I think, are they called benchmarks? I guess. Hello, Rob, not Bob. Maybe I can show you. I'm trying to find, oh yeah, it's just called benchmarks. There you go. You were right. So here's the benchmarks, right? So gold tier is 250K to 999K. So like I said, we are in the gold tier for everything that I have metrics for. Like the wish list earned per week especially, we're in the gold tier. I think we're not in the gold tier for this one. This is a little bit weird, but that's okay. Definitely in the gold tier for the median playtime. And this is not even the demo. We're in the playtest version. And the kind of annoying thing about the playtest is that it doesn't, Steam does not provide you playtest or playtime statistics per version of the playtest that you do. So of all the it's like the total stats for all the playtests that I've done. So that means that even the really bad first playtest is counted in the playtime statistics. So we'll have a better idea when the demo actually releases what these stats look like. But even with the totality of all the playtests, we're like, I think the median playtime is right around this number here, which is good. Haven't done a Steam Next Fest yet, so we don't know about that. Wishlist at launch, obviously we haven't launched yet, so. And we don't have DLC. But yeah, we're in the gold tier for all the things that we have metrics for, which is good. It's hard to tell what the results will be for the demo, but I think playtime should be good there as well. I think so. I mean, I strongly suspect that if I could have statistics for just the most recent playtest, I strongly suspect that the median playtime would be around 45 minutes or something like that. But that's just a guess. I don't know. Okay, so the next step is we got to figure out how to make this look nicer. And also we got to change the text. What did I call this? Base challenge. Yeah, so all this needs to change. So I'm just gonna reword this. Complete a run without dying. Apply that in a single run. Oh my gosh, There's a lawnmower running outside. The cat is meowing. Hard to focus. Purchase items from the shop. Win a combat encounter with at least ritual items on the board. Apply bleed. Okay. So we're also going to need the progress text. Unlocked by winning a run at difficulty. Win a run at difficulty that. Okay. So we reword all those things. Let's see how it looks. As the guy who finds ways to increase your scope, any way to sort challenges by closest to completion. I'll probably do that by default. So my idea would list the incomplete challenges first and then the completed challenges last, and then probably sort them by progress percent, because I am storing progress for all these things. There goes the lawnmower right by my window. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think the sensible way to sort these would be, yeah, sort by how close you are to completing it, and then split them up into two lists, right? You have your completed ones and your incomplete ones. So yeah, I think that will work. Don't usually listen to music when coding, just to ease when other noises outside is present. No, I do. I might actually put my headset on and listen to whatever the background music that's playing on the stream. Problem is my headset it's open back, so it doesn't really block that much sound, which is unfortunate. So I may need to get a different headset. Different headphones. Okay. So now I got to figure out how to actually one way of doing this is I could just make a giant rich text label. I could make just make this a giant rich text label and just format it. Yeah. Would be a shame if something happens to that mower. Yeah, it's okay. Anyone have headphone recommendations? Progress bars are always nice. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could do a progress bar in here. The other thing I have to figure out is I got to figure out where to put the item bundles. I may just merge artifacts, characters, and item bundles together in the same view. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's just focus on this one for now. So, progress bars. I might add that later. I think for now I'm just going to do the very basic. Just a very basic rich text label, I think. We'll see how that goes, and then we can polish that up later. So let's do this. Do I want to commit what I have? Oh, yeah. All right, let's delete this. Add a rich text label. Test, test, test. Okay, we need to move this down. Let me look at the other panel containers. $28. Is that right? Okay. Challenge list label. ASCII progress bar and rich text could give an old school vibe too. That is an interesting idea. Okay, so we're going to need to fill out the list here. So we're going to want to group by completed, order by progress, then by, I don't know, ID or something. So yeah, we will figure out how to do all that. But I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break. And then when I come back, we will get to work on this. So BRB. All right, I'm back. Okay, let's take a look at these challenges now. So let's do unlock challenge factory.all challenges.group by x unlocks manager.is. Do I not have a way of checking if the challenge is completed? Completed challenges. Yeah, let's do yeah, let's just do public static bool is challenge completed. Let's just do 2 methods to make this easier. We're going to do base challenge return is challenge completed challenge.id. And we're going to return data unlock model dot completed challenges dot contains ID. Okay, then in here we'll say, oh, that one's fine. Yeah, okay. Is challenge completed X bar grouped is equal to this. I always forget how to work with the group by result. Is this group? I can just do group.toList. For each var challenge in group.toList.order by. So is this a list of base challenge then? Yeah, it is. Okay. Order by. We need the progress %. So I'm probably going to need, let's see, challenge progress configuration. So now I'm going to need to add progress to all these things, like a progress %. Is there an easy way to do that? I don't think so. Well, do I want to do that now, or do I want to, maybe I'll just save that for later because I'm more interested in getting the list working. I don't have a way of getting the %. I mean, I know where to add it, but add progress % value to challenge progress. It would be really straightforward. I mean, it's just a matter of having a, public func float get progress % in here. Whatever, get progress % func. And then, but I'd have to implement that for every challenge. So I'm not going to do that right now. So we'll just do order by x.id. That'll be fine. Do I even need this? I don't. So this would be a base challenge. Cool. All right. So And this, let's do .order by x.key. This needs to be ordered by descending. So we do, no. Yeah, we want to just do a normal order by. I don't know if the order is going to be, I don't know what the grouping order is by default. Maybe it's not ordered in any particular way. So I want to put false first. So we'll just order it by the key, which will either be true or false. And then for each of our challenge and group order by, okay. So here's what we're going to want to do. Our challenge list label, we want to append text, description, utils.wrap color, challenge, incomplete challenges. And this will have to be translated as well. Game constants.color orange. Okay. Challenge list label dot new line. Okay. So then for each challenge in here, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to do challenge list label dot append text, challenge dot get unlock condition description, and this is going to have to be description utils dot highlight keywords. Okay. If challenge dot get challenge progress configuration, actually let's do progress config is equal to this. If progress config is not equal to null, we also want to do a challenge list label new line here. If progress config is not equal to null, challenge list label dot append text, description utils dot highlight keywords, progress config dot do I really not have a way of just getting turn description utils dot highlight keywords, description utils dot format description. We want to do description template func. Let's do a safety thing here. If description template func is equal to null, and then description template parameters func dot invoke. Unlock check context. Oh, I don't have the context. That's unfortunate. Oh man. Well, this dot get run statistics manager run statistics. Otherwise, actually, we can just keep that as null, I think. Okay. Base challenge. This is going to need an unlock check context. Unlock check context. Okay. Get formatted unlock challenge progress text. Base context. This should be unlock check context. Okay. Challenge list label dot new line. And then challenge list label dot new line. Okay. If group dot key. I'll just do this. I guess we can do that. Okay. Let's see if that works. Hello, Artem. Welcome back. Wonder if I could get reactive UI working in Godot. Dynamic live streaming filtered lists were kind of fun to set up. Yeah, I think virtualized lists could be pretty beneficial with Godot. Oops. Here's what I'll do. Let's see. Challenge list label dot clear. So, I mean, it works for now. I mean, I've got bigger problems to fry, you know? Hello, Rin, welcome back. So I think, yeah, this probably needs a better display. Also, this scroll bar is hanging way out here. That's not good. I don't think I want to do that either. I think that's the order that I want, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that the same order that I just had? What? Oh, fit content. That's what I need. Okay. Because the rich text label scrolls by itself automatically. So I need to make it fit its content so that the scroll container can take over. Okay. There we go. Now the scroll bar is nice and on the edge there. Okay. And then what I'm realizing too is I'm going to want probably 2 new lines. So this is not going to be the final design. The most important part here is that I can see the real challenge data. Probably, yeah, going to want to create a better UI for this though. One way to potentially make this a little bit more readable for now is to do challenge list label dot push indent, push indent level 1. Challenge list label dot pop. Challenge list label dot push indent 2. Challenge list label dot pop. A challenge summary would be nice. Yeah, we could do that for sure. All right, well, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but I can read them, which is the most important thing. We'll definitely be spending more time on this drawer specifically. But yeah, that's fine. Okay. So we'll just say that's fine for now. So we'll say that's fine because I have bigger problems now, which is that the top row here can only support 4 buttons. But I removed the item bundles, like I can't see those anymore in this current version because I just wanted to be able to bring up the unlock tree. So now the question is, do I try to fit 5 buttons across the top, right? So I have my all items, my unlock tree, my item bundles, artifacts, and characters. Or do I go down to 3 buttons where I've got all items, unlock tree, and then like unlocked content or whatever. And then I merge the artifacts, the characters, and the item bundles all in a giant screen. So it'd be like this view, but stacked. I think if I were to try to fit 5 buttons, I would have to do like little icon buttons instead of text buttons. But that, honestly, that may be the proper approach. It's my birthday tomorrow. Well, happy birthday to you tomorrow. Won't be able to wish you a happy birthday tomorrow because I probably won't be streaming, but happy early birthday. Wait, isn't it? I forgot. Isn't it late in your time zone though? Isn't it like... No, it's probably not close to midnight, but your birthday is soon. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to think about this, but maybe I just go with the icon button approach. I'd have to draw icons for everything. But let's just try it. Let's just do some doodling and see what we can come up with. And then I can add tooltips to each of the buttons, so that way you know, like when you're hovering over them, what the tooltip is. So let's go to unlocks here. I'm also going to want to make this more efficient because as it stands right now, this whole scene and this is all being instantiated as soon as you open the unlock screen. I think ideally what I would do is I would defer the creation of all this stuff until you visit that screen. So yeah, we'll figure that out. The other thing I'm interested in trying is... See, there's a little bit of a problem. There's a little bit of a hitch happening when I click on open artifacts here. And this whole list is being created as soon as you click that button. So again, you know, we have the option of just like caching this. Like the first time you open it, maybe there's a hitch, but then it just stores that state. But I'm like unreasonably obsessed with trying to figure out how to get this to work, like to generate all of the layout very, very quickly. And the reason I'm kind of obsessed with that is because I feel like there has to be a way to do it. Like I'm trying to figure out if there's like some lesson I can learn here where I can instantiate massive amounts of UI nodes at once and have that take up like no performance hit. So I may have to figure that out, but let's just try doing some icon buttons. I think that's probably going to be the best thing to do for now. So I go to my unlocks, I'll hit F1 to take a screenshot, and then we'll go into Sprite. We'll open up that screenshot. We're going to call this icon buttons.asprite. Okay. Okay, we'll convert this to a layer, load default palette. All right, so let's see. How much space do we have to create an icon button? We can create an icon button that's 24 by 24. You can even make them bigger, but let's just keep it square for now. So let's see. I could also do 26 by 26. Would I want to do that though? Let's just do 24 by 24. That's 8. That's 6. So this should be 7 and 7. Right? Okay. Honestly, I may want to move them down, actually. Yeah, maybe I should be measuring the distance between here and there. Okay. I think this will work. So we have like, you know, we'll have like, nope, I didn't want to do that. Duplicate. Can't duplicate multiple layers at once. That's cool. So we'll have like 5 buttons going across the top. That doesn't really fill out the space that well though, so that's the problem. I mean, I could more evenly space them out. Happy +1 age to you. Currently 4:06 p.m. adding things to a scene has to be on main thread, so I haven't found good ways to make massive scene edits in the background. Loading screens and preloading have been my current band-aids. Yeah, I'm wondering, like, I wonder if there's a middle ground. Like, I wonder if it's faster, like, for the artifact container. I wonder if it would be faster to, like, preload the scene with all of the layout items that need to exist. So if I know that there are only 50 artifacts in the game, I actually save those 50 layout items into the scene directly. And then when I instantiate the unlocks menu, the only thing that I have to do is like iterate over those and update the content. I wonder if that would be faster compared to creating each of those 50 things on click. And here's the other thing too. I have a suspicion, I need to dig into this, that what is taking a lot of time a lot of times with the UI is the actual layout calculations. Like, I'm wondering if adding a bunch of like container elements dynamically in a single frame is causing like a cascade of like all these layout recalculations. So instead of like adding the 50 items and then doing the layout recalculation once, it's adding an item, then doing all these layout calculations all the way up to the parent container, and then you add the other item, and then it's doing all the layout calculations again, right? And then it's adding another item, and then it's doing... So you could end up with, you know, depending on how many containers are in the scene, you could potentially end up with doing like a couple thousand layout recalculations. So I'm wondering if there's a way to dodge that. Even something as simple as maybe constructing the subtree in memory first and then adding it all at once. But that's just a suspicion that I have. I'd have to figure that out first. I bet you're right. Because like when I had, so I was doing some tests, right? So I moved to the rendering server for all my cards. But my initial card scene had some container stuff, like the I can't talk. What is wrong with me? I was sick all of yesterday, so I think I'm still getting over something. I basically got no work done yesterday because I was just exhausted all day. The original card scene that I had containers to lay out the tier indicators for the items. And I wonder if that was what was causing a lot of the delay in instantiating all the cards. Because every test that I did, like, I even ran a test where I instantiated like 30,000 Node 2Ds with sprites. And that took like a handful of milliseconds to do. But for some reason, when I went to instantiate my card scenes, it was taking a lot longer. Anyway, that's something that I want to explore for sure. But let's draw these icons. I hope this doesn't look too weird. I mean, I guess I can fix it later, but little A Sprite pro tip. If you hold Control while you have a layer selected, it will actually show you the lines of symmetry. It shows you the bounding box and also the lines of symmetry. So if you're trying to get something lined up perfectly, there you go. Okay. I'm just going to do something very basic here. Let's see. Guess we'll just keep it. That looks decent, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, can't really complain about that, I suppose. It'll be easy enough to draw this as well, so. Okay, and then we take this. Let's put the reference back with the mask. Kind of like that. Let's do, I'll call this category button frame. And then we got to think of like, I need to do icons for all these. Let's do the highlighted version of the frame first. So category button frame hover, and we'll go ahead and do shading. Okay, and then let's duplicate this one. Category button frame selected. And we'll probably want to touch these up a little bit too. So let me go back to simple ink. Go back to this one. Put this there. Okay. And let me just add some shading in here. That might be a little bit too strong. Yeah, that seems to work. And then we'll go back over to this one. And we'll kind of do the same thing, but with this color instead. Just makes it look a little bit less flat. So I think that will work. Yeah, that'll be fine. All right, now the icons. Oh, I need to fix the outlines. Honestly, it'll just be easier to redo this. Do that. Okay. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the new main menu music. It's freaking, oh, it's so good. It's such a banger. But I think I will wait to reveal that until the next time you guys can play it. All right, so I've got roughly a space, let's see, 14 by 14 for the icon. IDK, why would I find UI art relaxing to make? Yeah, it is fun. I mean, it's not so fun when you don't really know what you're doing, but as I'm getting more comfortable with art and everything, I am finding that UI art is pretty fun to make. Of course, the hard part is like figuring out how to lay out the UI to begin with. Because like, especially with the unlock screen, you know, like all of this is like hand-drawn vines and stuff. And so, you know, it's kind of hard to commit to because like this has to be a certain size, right? This has to be a certain size. And then once you commit to drawing that size, like if you ever need to resize it again, you have to go and redraw stuff, right? So it's hard to commit to a UI layout when you're doing this kind of thing. Like if you have dynamic panels that just like are 9-patch, that's a lot easier. But if you're trying to do like a very specific UI panel like this, that's not tileable, it becomes a little bit hard to commit to, you know what I mean? So now let's try some icons. So let's do... Now I gotta figure out how I actually want to draw these things. Do another sword icon. That looks a little off. Maybe that won't work. I may just do something lazy here, honestly. I'll draw a couple of icons, but maybe I'll just use existing items for the icons. I may do that. I may just be lazy and use existing art for some of the icons here. I will need an icon for the tree, though. Hmm. Well, I don't know. Maybe I just won't do the icons right now. Good morning, Ninja Link. Welcome. Good to see you. How are you doing? Now I gotta create all new button scenes for this. Aye, it's okay. Do I want to use a texture button for this? Now I'm not so sure about this. Hmm. I may or may not have stayed up way too late last night. Well, that's okay. It's the weekend. Man, I don't really know. I don't really know if I like this either. I don't want to put a whole lot of effort into making this work if this is just not going to look that great. Well, I mean, I guess we'll just mess around with it some more. Okay, we're going to change... We'll call this category button. Yeah, we'll just save that in there. Let's go to the scene. We'll create a reference rect with a minimum size, 14 by 14. Okay, and then we'll take this, put that there. Let's turn clip contents on. And then we'll add a sprite 2D. Offset off. So what I'm thinking about doing is I could do editable children here, and then I could do something like add the skeleton warrior there, and then change this offset. And then we can duplicate this. This would be the unlock tree. Sometimes Godot doesn't automatically import my stuff. Obviously that icon will need some work, but... So category button, and then we've got like item bundles. Yeah. Probably will want some kind of better icon for that. What's the other thing I have? Artifacts. And then characters. Oh, am I in the wrong? Yeah, I'm in the wrong directory. Necromancer, here we go. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Wait, why is this position? Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta change all this. This one's probably way off as well. This one is also... I changed the position instead of the offset. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I don't know about this. Well, I mean, the other option that I was thinking is remove one of these buttons. So we'd have like all items, unlock tree, and then unlocked items here. And then just put all of the unlockable items all in a giant list. It's very silent in here today. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. People are busy on Sunday. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I really don't know what to do about this. I really don't know what to do about this. Let me just see how this looks. I mean, I think this layout is probably better. So do I just try to put all the content in here? Yeah, I don't really know what to do here. I guess the next thing to do, yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to play around with the idea of adding all the unlockable content into a single view. Might as well try that. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, you know. But we'll commit this as like experiment with new category buttons. So let's try just merging everything into one list now. With this new system, I don't really think you need to display item bundles. Maybe not. Maybe not, actually. Tooltips should just show those in the unlock tree. Yeah, the problem is you won't be able to you won't be able to hover over the cards in the card pack to see exactly what they do. You'd have to go back to the all items and then find it, right? But let's just try that. So unlock tree card packs. So we'll change this back to card packs. Yeah, maybe we don't need to show the item bundles. So I'm running this scene standalone, but in the real game, you'd be able to hover over these and see what they do. But now what you'd have to do is, if you went to the unlock tree and unlocked the deep sea bundle, you'd have to like make a mental note of all these things, then go back here and like hover over them. Unless of course I had a way of pinning the tooltip or something. The other thing I could potentially do is I could add some special functionality into the unlock tree where maybe you could right click or something on... You could right click on one of the nodes in the tree to inspect it, and then it would have like a fuller description of what the content was. So let's say that this is the deep sea bundle. I right click it and I could see what's in there. Like a preview reward click. Yeah, that is a departure from how it works currently, because right now you don't get to see what items are in the bundle until you unlock it. But I think it makes sense, at least like probably what I'd do is say like if it's unlockable, so like if you have a node that is connected to it that is unlocked and I can unlock this one, then I can allow a preview here, right? I could say, okay, preview, and then it will tell me like, here's what the subjugator's ring does, right? Or here's what the card pack contains. Yeah. I would still want to keep the artifacts overall view because there are a bunch of artifacts that are not tied to the unlock tree. And the characters as well, probably. But yeah, I could get rid of this item bundles button entirely, probably. And just have like an inspect button that brings up another drawer. Son of a bee, yes indeed. Yeah, I think that could work. Could have the items that are not unlocked have a tooltip explaining how to unlock them if they have not been discovered. Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. Okay, tell you what, I'm going to take another quick 3-minute break, and then when I come back, we'll play around with this some more and see how that goes. But I'll be right back in 3 minutes and we'll continue on. All right, I'm back. Here comes the cat. How could I ever work without you, buddy? What are you doing? Maybe a magnifying glass button appears to let our user know they can preview. Yeah, that could work. Will you be adding enemy item view in the unlocks as well? I think so. I think that could be added to this screen. Would be interesting if unlocking some item bundles would unlock enemy faction items as well, increasing the pool on both sides of the aisle. Yeah, we could do something like that, maybe. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that. But anyway, so this is going to become, instead of item bundles, I guess we can get rid of these category buttons. This becomes the unlock tree button. And this would be unlock tree. Okay. That has to be translated. All these have to be translated. Okay. This is unlock tree button. On unlock tree button pressed, we get rid of card packs entirely. Might as well just get rid of this. Show card packs. Goodbye. Goodbye. So there's our unlock tree. So I think the next big feature add that could make this scene a lot better is tooltips for these hovering tooltips. Probably also just going to do a generic icon for card packs because that's not working well. The artifacts, those icons fit very nicely in there, so I'll just keep those. But I think characters and card packs are going to need some kind of generic icon for them. And then, of course, the right-click inspect can be better. Better show what's in the character pack. So cute. Hello, Rec. Welcome. Going pretty good. Congrats. The autumn. This all items unlock menu looks neat. Thank you. What are you doing, cat? Can you stop? Why do you do this every time I stream? Why do you do this every time? I don't want to listen to you. Here, does this make you happy now? Does this make you happy now? So let's show a tooltip for when you hover over these things. Yeah, I think it's fine to remove the card pack view. I think that's good. The other thing that I want to do as well I'm going to put this headphones on. Hopefully this helps with the cat. Okay. Hopefully this helps. Anyway, so tooltips for the unlock tree. We've got our unlock tree item, register unlock tree items, register tree. So unlock definition resource. Okay, so I think what I'm going to want to do in here is on ready, we're going to do generic tooltip register clickable control this. Oh, we want a handler. Let's just say, we'll just call it tooltip handler. So we'll go down here. Private void tooltip handler. This takes a generic tooltip, generic tooltip. Okay. If unlock resource is card pack unlock definition resource, we're going to say generic tooltip.set header. I don't think this is translated either. Title. So I'm going to want to translate this eventually, but let's just do this. We're going to do card pack unlock definition resource dot title bundle. The description is going to have to be, yeah, I'm going to need to show so this is a part where I'm going to need to be able to modify the body of the generic tooltip, which is fine. I can do that. But let's just go on to the other types. Else if unlock resource is artifact unlock definition resource. We're going to want to say generic tooltip.set header. Probably going to want something like artifact. And then let's see. Artifact registry from ID. Artifact unlock definition resource dot artifact ID. Artifact dot localized name. Generic tooltip dot set body. We're going to want artifact dot description. This returns a base artifact? No, it returns an artifact. Okay. Get base description. What does that do? Maybe I do want to do like an artifact factory. Maybe I just want to get the full reference. Create artifact from ID, artifact.id. Yeah, I think maybe I just want to do that. We want to get the localized name, and then we want to set the body to description utils. Highlight keywords. Artifact.get description. Hide addendum true. So character dot flavor text translation key. Can I do that? So I'm going to need to do a lot of things with this generic tooltip to get the various important pieces done, but could also instead unlock a larger variety of enemy items every time you complete a difficulty level, allowing you to curate the experience of complexity as the player completes the content. Yeah, I definitely think that introducing new... What? Introducing new enemy cards over time is probably a good idea. Why am I getting an error? Oh, this needs to be artifact ID. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I obviously need to include more information here. Yeah, I think this will work. And then if I have like a right click to inspect, I can show more information. So yeah, maybe instead of stuffing a bunch of information into the tooltip, I instead put whatever information. There we go again with the freaking tooltip not working. That is so annoying. I thought I fixed that. Maybe I never fixed it. Anyway. So yeah, I can have like a right click to inspect, right? And then what I may do is like, you can only inspect things that are immediately unlockable. And like, let's say I go down here, what I would ideally show here is just that this is a new character, right? So I would just say locked character or something like that and just have like no information. And it won't be until you unlock this one that you'll know what this character is. And what I can do actually for the body here, let's do this instead. Let's do generic tooltip.setBody contains card pack unlock definition resource card IDs dot length new items. What are these hammer icons next to start button? Well, one is the C# build button, and the green one is my build translations button. I may change this just to make this match bundle colon. So yeah, so now I just need to create like an inspection drawer that can open up when you right click. That will like slide out here or something and show you like what actually is entailed in this unlock. This looks great though with the tooltip now. One annoying thing though is that these are intercepting scroll. That's kind of a minor thing, but I also kind of want to fix that. Why is that intercepting control? Or why is that intercepting scroll? Emit signal scrolled. Here we go. Do I actually need that? I don't think I need that. Let me see. Hello, Mills. Welcome back again. Oh. I guess I do need that. Okay, let's do this then. Private bool is mouse scroll enabled. So it's really just the shop. These shelves need to have the scroll enabled. Okay. Is mouse scroll enabled on? Okay, so hopefully that will fix this. Yeah, now I can scroll while I'm hovered. That feels much nicer. Okay. Very good, very good. Okay. So we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. Just a lot more work to do on this. Oh, the completed challenges is showing... Let me also fix that. Set up... Oh, challenge list. Man, this is a lot of work. Let me change this. Is completed challenge is equal to group.key. Why are your scenes.tres and not a tscn? Is that a C# thing? My scenes are .tscn. Yeah, TRES is a resource. So these are not scenes, these are custom resources over here. Yeah, this screen needs some love still, but that's all right. Can worry about that later. All right. Okay, I'm going to hop off the stream for now. I'm going to go eat some lunch and everything, but if I'm feeling good later, I will do another stream. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Alka Mortis is available for wish listing, so check that out on Steam if you're interested. Give it a wish list, I would appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support. You can also join the Discord that's linked below. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, thank you everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.